Hi everybody, and welcome back to the Mindful Dancers channel. My name is Karen, and today's video is going to be the final discussion video for our Yamas and Niyamas workshop series, and today we're going to be discussing Aparigraha. So go ahead and grab a cup of coffee, pen, paper if you want to take notes, and let's dive in. Okay, so Aparigraha. What is Aparigraha? Well, in the simple translation, it means non-attachment, and it can be loosely translated to non-possession or non-greed. And this practice of Aparigraha encourages us to cultivate a sense of contentment and gratitude in all aspects of our life. And it also encourages us to not take more than what you need. So this can include material possessions, but it can also be like a letting go of negative emotions, limiting beliefs, or any attachments to any sort of specific outcome that you have been setting on, or any sort of expectations. So of course this practice of Aparigraha is associated, it's often associated with the idea of letting go of any attachments, any truths that just do not serve a purpose in your life. So Aparigraha invites us to cultivate a sense of detachment and equanimity, and to find joy and fulfillment in the present moment rather than constantly striving for more. And this is very difficult because I have to put in a little disclaimer. Saying that, it does not mean that you stop progressing. So what I mean is, especially for us dancers and going into the dance world has a lot of pressure and a lot of competition, and is always, teaching us and telling us to do more and all that stuff. So it means that we should appreciate the abundance and the blessings in our lives. So just having a sense of gratitude that you get to be able to dance in a company, or that you get to practice in a wonderful type of space. But you can also still work to improve your technique, or just improve your overall health, but within healthy ways. So we don't get into this unhealthy obsession with striving for something that someone has, okay, that maybe is not meant for you. So that's what I mean in terms of letting go of seeking more and just finding contentment and joy in your present and current state. But you can still grow to progress your technique, because that's our job. We're progressing our technique almost every single day or every single week. So finding ways to progress and improve in healthy ways. So doing this instead of focusing on what we lack, or wishing what we could have. So if there's a person doing this wonderful, beautiful développé, and you're like, oh, I wish I could do that. That is a limiting belief that you can easily hold on to that attachment, and it's going to set you back in your progress. So if you let go of that belief, oh, I wish I could have a high développé like this girl over here or this man over here, then you would be able to be present and find gratitude in what you can do, while you can still progress on to anything that you want to work on. I hope that makes a lot of sense. So let me know in the comments if you have any feedback in regards to this type of situation. So moving on, there are many different benefits of practicing Aparigraha. So it can reduce feelings of anxiety and stress and overwhelm. It can also cultivate a greater sense of inner peace and calm, and also develop a deeper sense of gratitude and contentment, and also improve our relationships with others. So how do we incorporate this practice of non-attachment into our dance life, into our daily life? Well, there's lots of options that you could do. I shouldn't say options. There are many things that you can do to incorporate this practice here. And one of them is the basic practice of letting go, which is easier said than done, right? So for example, when you come into a dance class, before you go to the bar and start your pliés for the morning or evening, take a moment to sit down, allow your eyes to fall closed, and just take a moment to notice if you're holding on to any sort of tension. And even as you're going through class, as you're dancing, are you still holding on to that tension? And see if you can consciously release that unnecessary tension that is holding you back from progressing in class. Another example would be letting go of negative emotions. So especially in the dance world, and it's gotten better over the course of the decades, but there's always this culture of, oh, I am not good enough. I can't get to this level. She's better than me. Or there's one person that gets the part that you want, and you hold, and you're angry, you're hurt, and maybe you have a little bit of jealousy, which all those feelings are quite normal. But when you attach to those angry feelings or that feeling of jealousy, that is really going to impact your relationship with yourself, maybe to that person who got the part instead of you. And also just learning to let go of that will help you to find a deeper sense of calm and peace. And then another example would be to let go of limiting beliefs. Again, letting go of the belief that you are not good enough to do dance or take dance professionally, or not believing that you're going to make it to the next level because your teacher keeps holding you back because there's other things that you need to work on. And if you keep holding on to those attachments, those limiting beliefs, you're always going to believe them. And again, it's going to be super hard to progress if you keep holding on to that. So practicing the idea of letting go of any of those attachments is really going to serve you in the long run. So does that I hope that makes sense. Next one is letting go of attachments to outcomes or expectations. So for example, if there's like a certain job position that you are auditioning for, and you are like 99% sure that you're going to get the part or that you're going to get the job, but the outcome is different than your expectation, and you still hold on to that expectation, then it's going to be hard to again, progress in any areas that you want to progress. So when we let go of that expectation, it allows us to grow and to, explore with the outcome or that has been laid out for us, and maybe it'll take us to other opportunities, if that makes sense. For dance teachers, another example of attachment to a specific expectations or outcome is your dance class is going as planned, especially with young kids. If you think that no temper tantrum is going to happen, then I'm sorry, but little kids are going to be little kids, and a temper tantrum or an accident is going to happen at some point. So, and I've had to do this practice quite often. So I always have to let go of okay, maybe this is not going to go as planned. Or if I notice there's like an older kids class, I teach them a combination and they're not getting it. I'm like, okay, I need to let go of this expectation that they're going to get it, and I'm now going to progress into something that they're going to actually understand. And part of being a dance teacher is being able to think quickly on your feet when something doesn't go as planned. So this practice of non-attachment is really going to help you to further your career as a dance teacher. And the last thing, we kind of already touched base on that, is like getting certain roles in a particular ballet. I know Nutcracker season is not very far, and I know the role of Marie or Clara, whatever it's called in your particular Nutcracker. And I remember auditioning for the role of Clara, and I was a little 10-year-old, and I really, really wanted it so bad, and I was 100% sure I was going to get the part. So once I went to the cast listing and I saw that I was an understudy, I was, pretty disappointed, and my parents were like, oh, you should have gotten this role. But in that moment, I had to, again, let go of the proposed outcome that I thought was going to happen, or the expectation that I was going to be Marie, Clara, or whatever. And I went along with what I had. I was very, very grateful to be part of the Nutcracker Ballet overall, and just enjoy the present moment and finding just joy and excitement of just getting to be in the ballet altogether. So yeah, lots of examples on practicing of letting go and how you can incorporate that into your dance life. So the next thing is cultivating a sense of gratitude. And how do we cultivate a sense of gratitude? Well, again, before you come to class, or maybe you're in class and you have a little bit of time before it starts, I recommend taking time to just reflect on the blessings of your life and just practicing gratitude. So for example, before class starts, try getting into a comfortable seat. Maybe you lie down and just taking a couple deep breaths for yourself. Maybe you find gratitude in the fact that you're alive today and you get to take class. And then taking a moment to focus in on that moment and just letting go of those attachments, like we talked about earlier, practicing letting go, and then taking a few deep breaths and then focusing on class in that present moment so that you are ready to do your job or take class if you're not a professional dancer. And then one last thing I would recommend is keeping a gratitude journal. I do a little bit of journaling, but it's not really a gratitude journal, so to say. It's more of like a check-in journal for me, and I'm I'm now become a morning person, so I like to just jot down my thoughts for that early morning, and that helps me get off to a great start. So if you're somebody that likes to journal, a gratitude journal is really going to help with that. So the next thing you can use to incorporate the practice is to simplify your life. Again, easier said than done. So look for ways to simplify, reduce clutter, simplify your life. And this is a good one, especially for dance teachers, taking a moment to declutter your studio and to just simplify it, or declutter your schedule to help give the dancers, your students, a greater sense of space and openness. And it helps them to really focus in on what you're teaching to them, rather than, oh, what's this over here? And rather than, like, if your studio's a mess, rather than the mess that's just going around in your room. So if you reduce the clutter in the studio, then your students can focus in on what you are teaching and in that present moment. And then the very last point is to give back, and you can find ways to give back to others. So I know that a lot of theaters and a lot of professional dance companies are always looking for volunteers to help out with their shows. So if that is something you are interested in, you can go onto any of like a company's website, maybe you give them a call and you say, hey, I want to volunteer at your show, and that can maybe open the doors to new opportunities. Or another way that you can give back is most professional dance companies are nonprofit organizations, and they are always looking for donations so that they can, fund certain projects that they're doing, or to help with payroll for their dancers. That is how a dance company survives, is through donations. I mean, I can't really say all of them do that, but I know of a few that are donation-based companies, and that is what helps them thrive. So they love to put on fundraisers. I know when I used to dance professionally, we held a lot of fundraisers where the dancers, put on a little show. We would have food and stuff. There would be, drawings and such. And then we would also have like a give to the max type of day where you would give like a certain percentage and then you would be gifted with something. So that is a great way to, give back to your community, and especially to your dance community, because this is our living, and it's not a high-paying living, but it's something that we really love doing, and this is what's going to keep us going and surviving in our jobs. All right, so that is Aparigraha. Thank you so much, everybody, for joining me for this Yamas and Niyama series. Before I go, I actually have a couple of announcements that I want to tell you guys. So the first thing, we are going to be adding something new to the Mindful Dancers channel, and I'm going to be offering bar classes. So bar classes is a ballet-based practice that intertwines yoga elements to form a strong and meaningful form of physical practice. So it is ballet inspired, like it says, and I'm really excited to be giving that offer to you guys. So subscribe to the channel and ring the notifications bell so that you can be notified of any new and upcoming videos, and keep a lookout for some bar classes. And then the final announcement that I have is at a local studio I've been teaching. I've actually been leading a beginner's yoga workshop series, and I am now going to bring that series to the Mindful Dancers channel. So I'll be coming up with a few videos, and these yamas discussions will be listed in the beginner's yoga workshop playlist that I will create, and I'll be creating a list of videos that will be put into the beginner series. So expect a discussion of the yamas and niyamas, the 8 limbs of yoga, and also a couple of posture foundations of yoga postures that will be put into this playlist as well. So I'm really excited to share that with you guys. And if you liked this video, please give it a thumbs up, leave any feedback, questions, and thoughts down below in the comments. And thank you so much for joining, and I hope to see you guys in the next video. Bye everybody.